All right, I am here at the Vivosun booth with the engineer Kevin, who created the VCure and also the VGrow as well.
Yeah.
But this is the new product. This is what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to have a bunch of questions I'm going to ask you. And he's the expert. He's the one who's going to answer all the questions that a lot of the community folks you guys have actually submitted some questions. So that's within this. And yeah, let's just get right into it.
Okay,
cool.
let's start.
So talking about the VCure box, what's the capacity on the inside? I know a lot of people go after cubic foot space. What's the cubic foot space on the inside?
The capacity here is about 24 gallon.
Okay.
So that's around 3.4 cubic feet.
3.4, okay.
3.4, yes, roughly.
On the inside here, where's the temperature and humidity probe?
Yeah, you could see, here it is. This is a probe here.
Okay.
And why we designed the probe here is that because here it is near the air inlet here. So that means all the air coming through the environment is getting well mixed and balanced, and then go through this air inlet. And we put this sensor near the air inlet, mainly to make the measurement very precise and represent the real condition there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you've got a fan up top, plenty of lighting on the side. What's this down here?
So this is actually this is have two functions. One is it's a simple tray, and this is to hold the excess flour. If there's some straw flowers falling down, then you can keep it here and take it out. And then after the tray, there's a water tank. Here's a water tank here.
Water tank, okay.
Yeah, the water
in
tank.
there. How much do you fill up on this?
Yeah, normally you need to fill roughly about 700 millimeter. That's roughly the size of the water. And also know that some people are asking, should I put the water inside this tray or not, or how many water I should play into it? So that really depends. So the water here is to help balance the internal kind of vapor, balance the vapor pressure here, and also balance the moisture here. So in general, if the outside condition is in good condition, and also your setting is roughly on maybe, for example, 60-60. So normally do not need to add any water there.
Okay.
So, but if your temperature is outside environment is not so good, for example, if it's very, very hot, or if the outside humidity is very low, for example, if the humidity outside is below 45 or 40%, or the temperature is really high, above maybe 70 or 75 degree, then it will need certain water to keep it in good condition here. So that really depends on the outside environment and also your target setting here. Yeah, but in general, our recommendation is that after putting all the flour here, you just put any water. It's just no harm. So it's always a benefit there. Okay. Even there's no extra water needed, the water here in the tray will also help balance the internal temperature, internal moisture level in a very good condition, a very stable condition. So that's always the recommendation there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I live in a very dry climate. I'm in the desert. It's
you will need
about 30 degrees, 30% relative humidity at all times, and I'm actually on my second dry cycle using this. And I could pull up the app right now so people can see kind of what I'm seeing now. When I go into the log here, you can kind of see the parameters for the past hour, for example, and it looks like the temperature went from 62.6 up to 66.2. And then the humidity went from 59 to 62%. If I add water into the tray, will that stabilize those conditions a little bit more? Yes.
Yes, it will stabilize it even more.
Got it. Okay, so that's where I messed up, because there is I know some folks would probably be wondering about that swing, how they can stabilize it, and if you add water in there in the bottom, it should get more stable.
Yes, exactly.
Talk to us about the privacy glass. That's one thing that's really cool is you've got the lighting here, but you also can, with one touch, get the privacy glass. Is that going to completely eliminate light from getting into the VCure?
Okay. So actually, this is not only the privacy glass. So actually, this glass contains 3 layers. So it's 2 layers of glass and 1 layer between is film. So it is the controlling the observation of level. So that means all these 3 layers blocking lights from outside. So we tested roughly about it's blocking more than 99% of light. If there's ambient light is 100, then less than 1 will go into the box. And also that's on the visible light. Talking about UV is even more. So for UV blocking, every glass is about more than 99. So where 2 glass, that's also 99. So that's maybe 0.01%. So that's almost no UV or no invisible light coming through.
Awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, because that's so important in the drying phase, right? You don't have any light coming onto the buds, so that's good that you got that privacy glass. Now, there's also a child lock feature, which I'm a big fan of. I have a 2-year-old, and I've got another one on the way. But being able to ensure that she's not opening up is a big deal. Now, for the child lock feature, a question actually from the community is, can that child lock be enabled by touching this at all, or does it require Wi-Fi and you have to use the app?
Actually, we provide both ways. So you can either unlock on your phone. I think it's more safe, right? No one will touch your phone. And we also provide a kind of secret tool to also unlock here. So the method here is to long press this return button, then it will also unlock. But this is a hidden function there.
Got it.
You need to read through the menu and also check to know this. Otherwise, it will keep closed.
Now, there's several different recipes on this box. Can you go through them with me? We've got quick cycle, craft cycle, cure only, and cold storage. Can you kind of just walk us through the different ones?
Okay. So you know why we create different recipe? Because we have a lot of talk with customers, and we know that different people have different preference. Some people want the flour in a very short time, very fast, and they want to trade off with some quality maybe. Then we come out with the quick cycle mode. And the quick cycle mode is about 8 days.
8 days.
Yes, it's a very fast cycle to finish all the drying and curing and turn into storage mode. And then and some people will, of course, many people will pursue quality there. So that means it doesn't matter about time. It's just the more stable, the more flavor, or the better flavor, or the better contents, the better. So that's why we create all this. Second is the craft mode. That means about 2 weeks time. It's very gradually changing the temperature, humidity, and maintain the environment there, and to make sure that the maximum amount of useful contents is left there. Yeah, and also there's a cure only mode. Cure only mode is mainly for the people that want to dry outside and to put only use this box to cure. Yeah, that's also one of the way. And also we will provide also the cold store mode that's store in a very cold condition to prolong the flour as much as possible. And also the fifth is extract cure. That's also we got from customer. Somebody want to cure the extract like the hash, but curing hash is really different versus curing flour. So that's why we have this extract cure. So in general, so we provide all these kind of different recipe for different needs. But that's only the official preset. What we offer more is that we know that you have a lot of strings and people have a lot of different preferences. So that's why we also created the kind of we call custom recipe. So on your phone, like I can show you here, you can choose a recipe from your app, and those are the feature recipes that like we showed on the device. And you can create your own recipe. That's my own create recipe. You can select and you can edit this recipe. And in this recipe, we provide different stages like drying, curing, storing. In each stage, you can add whatever you want. So the precision is per day. So you can add per day schedule there. For example, here you can add one more day and a condition. You set a condition there, and you can select how long this condition lasts. 1 day or 2 day or 3 day, and then the recipe will run in sequence. So day by day, you can change your you can change your recipe there. So it's very flexible and a very powerful tool for you. So you can try, you can play with even the same string, you can play with different setting there to see what's the best. And after that, we also offer another way that you can share after your testing and fine tune this recipe, you can share with your friends.
Got it. That's
you can
cool.
just share in your community, and you can say, oh, this is for this string, and this method is the best result.
Nice.
Then people can use them directly.
Now I want to talk about the stacking inside here. Now this may be something that a lot of people jump to assumptions on the best way to stack, but I want to ask the engineer, what's the best way to stack the buds in here, right? So there are different size buds. Like for example, the harvest that I recently had, we had these massive buds this big with branches this long, right? So I had these big long branches, and I put one on each top, and then I had all my smaller buds on the bottom racks. Should I have it a different way? Should I have smaller buds and buds mixed on the same racks? Should I have big buds on the outside and small buds on the inside? What's the best way to kind of stack or commingle big long buds to the smaller buds, smaller branches?
Okay, actually, that's also linked to the one of the design feature here. So we call it, you put the different condition on the buds. That mainly, I think the main motivation is to keep it in well condition to make sure it's well and evenly dried and cured, right? So that's why let me introduce this kind of feature there. So we call it, we introduce a very kind of advanced ventilation system there. So that means every rack is getting the horizontal airflow from the side and also from the back and forth. So that means every rack is getting the even airflow there. So by doing that, it's just no sensitive. Whatever you want, you put. I think the one only attention point that is that you do not want. It's better not to stack multiple kind of flowers in one rack. So that kind of thing you better not do. But after that, whatever you want to place, either big or small, side or center, whatever, up, top or bottom, it doesn't matter.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
It's a kind of a very perfect airflow system inside.
So if someone wants to keep them in bags, right? So say they finished drying, they've trimmed them, they put them into bags.
Oh, okay.
What's the best type of bag to put it into? Just a regular plastic sandwich bag? Are we talking those Grove bags, paper bags? What's the best bags to put in here for storage?
Yeah, I think people know groove bags. I think groove bags is a good still a good choice here. So I think there's certain selection of bags. I think we are also considering if we should also provide the bags for customer also, because I think the bag is also very useful because especially some people when I ask the question like I already have the flower inside, it's still in storage mode, but I have new harvest there. What will you do? You can always put the fresh flower inside, but there's certain kind of contamination or different dried or cured flower versus fresh flower. It's always getting a bit mixed there, flavor or whatever. So although also the condition for drying curing versus storage are also different. So in that case, you might need a bag to keep the previous flower into a bag, sealed bag, and put it into the rack. And so that's in a kind of manage even smaller environment there. In a smaller environment, it's for storage, and the outer space is for drying and curing. So that's also the way.
I had somebody ask, how much heat does this put out? Do you have a BTU, how much heat that this actually releases?
You mean getting the heat out?
The unit, yeah. If there's heat, like how much heat does the components exhaust out?
So we have the core is we call it an inverter compressor. So it's a very powerful core to keep the temperature and moisture out. So it's very powerful. I think the maximum of BTU is roughly around 400. Okay. It's really powerful for this kind of small size, fully sealed environment there. But that's not the kind of normal case, because that's a maximum limit there. But in normal condition, it's just running at a very low very low energy consumption level, maybe roughly 100 or so water BTU. It's getting the heat out. So that's already good enough in most cases.
Yeah, I had some people concerned that it's just giving off a ton of heat. It's going to heat up the space that it's in. But in my experience using this, very little heat. It gives off very little.
I think the heat running here is roughly comparison with a very small refrigerator. So it's almost the same. So.
Yeah, similar to like a mini fridge.
Yeah, mini fridge.
Yep,
Yes.
Yep. Another thing that a lot of people are concerned about is the smell.
Okay.
Carbon filter. Can we talk about the carbon filter? Show us kind of where it is, how long the carbon filter lasts.
Here in the bottom, there's a carbon filter inside, and it is designed in a way that all the kind of condensate water from the ambient environment is getting through this carbon filter, and make sure that all the water coming out has no smell at all. So that's filtered water, and also one of the features is that it's maintenance free. It means even the water coming out, and it will be stuck in the tray, and we will heat up the tray there and then evaporate to the environment. So you can feel nothing, but just no maintenance. So that's a design point, and yeah, indeed. So you need to check where the carbon filter still works. So inside here, it's a carbon filter. And it is designed that we already tested for about 3 months. It's running quite well, so at least it can last for 3 months. Yeah, so the lifetime we were still checking, but I'm not sure what's the maximum. But one thing you could check is if you feel that it doesn't smell in the room, maybe it's time to change your carbon filter. Okay. We also of this replacement part. Yep. Yeah, for people to choose.
I know it comes with an extra one.
Yeah.
So you got this, and then you get an extra one.
Yeah, you can also have an extra one.
This middle rack right here is secured in with a screw.
Yeah.
Why?
It's very hard to understand, but it's a regulation by law. So because we have a child lock, right? And child lock is it's locked by itself, and it cannot open inside. That means a child can go into unlock there, and then cannot come out. So that's why we fix this layer. Then the space is not enough for a child. So that's for safety purpose.
Got it. Awesome. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have and questions from the community. Thank you so much for submitting in the questions. And Kevin, thank you so much for spending the time today to answer some questions.
If there's any questions, just let us know. So we will answer. I will answer you.
We'll do it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.